I love gold.
What is up, Motorfest racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. I'm here today to show you how to get the most legend parts out of any of the races that I've found, what affixes you need, how those work, what parts with what affixes are the best boon for that, basically how to maximize your time in the game so that way you're spending less time grinding and more time racing. Let's get into it. One thing I will say, you guys, that for Grand Racing, which is the PvP element of the game, you do not need any parts. It takes the cars and it auto balances them, so you can take a stock car and it's going to be just as good as if you have parts on it, and none of the bonuses from the parts factor into that. So this is really for only if you're playing single player and if you're trying to maybe hunt times or do my copium series that I have on the channel. There's a lot of different things you can do with that, but you don't need them for PvP. Alright, digging into it, let's start with your driver. There's two things I want to touch on here. Legend points in driver, very important. There's two bonuses that you need to fill up. Legend is not one of them. Goldfinger is the first one. You want to put 20 points into Goldfinger. It's going to increase your loot drop by 40%. So if you were going to get 10 parts, you would get 14 parts. You don't get that many, but you want to stack that because you're going to get more parts per run, maximizing your time. The other one is Lucky. Increases loot quality by 80%. So if you were going to get a green, you might now get a blue, or if you're going to get a blue, it might upgrade it to a purple. I'm not exactly sure how that all works as far as the numbers on the back end go, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure you have all your points in there. If for whatever reason you don't have 60 legend points to put in, put 40 into Lucky first. You want better quality. You don't necessarily need that extra part. And then Goldfinger would be the second option. But those two are where your main is at. And guys, you can reset this page unlimited times. It doesn't cost you anything. So just go in and put all your points in here. And then when you're done, go put them into Nitrous or Resources or Frenetic, whatever works. So now that we've got that done and we've got all the legend points in there, let me show you the mailbox, you guys. When you fill up a car, your parts, and there's nowhere else for to put them, it goes to your mailbox. Your mailbox will auto resolve, so to speak. It will get rid of your lowest quality parts. You'll see I have no green parts in here. That's because when my mailbox got full, it got more parts and got rid of the green ones at the bottom, so to speak. I've only got 13 in there, so when you fill it all the way up to 64 parts and then you get another gold and your mailbox is full, it'll get rid of a blue and make room for the gold. And then once the blues are gone, it'll get rid of a purple and then make room for the gold or the legend parts. And so run this route multiple times, and if you fill up your car with parts, so what? It'll start filling up your mailbox, and it's only going to keep the highest tier parts, and it gets rid of the lower ones once it's full. So it's not a big deal. That's really nice. So don't ever feel like you're losing out on parts unless you have a mailbox full of legend parts. And if you've got a mailbox full of legend parts, what are you really doing? Okay, so the activity that we're going to do is the Hummer Express. It is right here on the map. Let me show it to you. It's kind of in the middle. It's just to the northwest of where the starting car meet is. It's in the Electric Odyssey playlist. So we spawn down there by the M, and it is up here. This is a very consistent, easy to do route, and it's not a race, and so you can kind of just watch a movie or vibe while you're doing this, and you don't have to be super focused on beating the AI. When you do run the race, make sure you're using your car that's got all the parts on it. Now that we're talking about the car, let's talk about what parts you want to use. I would recommend taking any gold part you have and then rolling the affixes. When you get to this screen, you got the part selected, press the back button on the Xbox controller, or if you're on PlayStation, whatever button, and put Lucky and Goldfinger on it. When you do that, you can recalibrate it. Once you have Goldfinger, just re-roll Goldfinger until you get that maximum percentage, which would be 6% in this case. Now, you might not have enough money, or you might not have enough parts to do that, so just do the best you can. And if you can't roll gold parts, roll purples for these two bonuses, for Lucky and Goldfinger. I wouldn't roll blues because they've only got one affix and it's a really low percentage. It's like 1%, and Goldfinger can go all the way up to 6. And so the gold parts, legendary parts, are going to give you the very highest percentage points that you can put on any of these bonuses, and that's why we go after them. And then if you get a full set of 7 of the same whatever part, like in this case if I had 7 loot diggers, you get double parts for each race. So in this case, if I get Goldfinger all the way up to 6%, you get an extra 42% if all of your parts are that way, and you get 178.5% for lucky, which is wild. And so you want to roll all of your gold parts for lucky and Goldfinger. I do have a set of loot digger set, or I have a set of loot digger so I could have double parts, but I don't want you guys to see like or have an expectation of that's how many you're going to get, because in reality you're probably not. So that being said, we've got our car, we've got all the parts on it, we're good to go. The route has changed from the last time we did this one, so that's why I'm doing the updated video. You can expect to get anywhere between 6 and 8 pieces of parts from doing one route. Street Tier 1 is the slowest, and so that's why I want to show you guys that, because all the other classes will be even faster. So when you just turn right immediately when you spawn and you start the race, and you just come past the gas station, get on the road, and then you'll see the route on the minimap has updated. You basically just follow that route now for a little bit. You'll go to the right here, and then when we come to this bridge, you'll go left across the bridge, and then this is when we deviate from the route. You're going to take a right just past this little guard shack, and you're going to go up the hill. Try not to die. And then go straight. You're going to cut up this hill. As soon as you break the fence on this, press the reset button. Now that you've broken the fence and you've reset, you're way up the track. We've saved a good amount of time by doing that, and a lot of opportunity for you to total your car. So now that we're up the road, I just follow the route. You can do the dirt road if you're into that sort of thing, but I prefer going to the concrete because it's a little faster. Get on that tarmac. And then once again, just follow the road to the finish. There is a kind of an optimized route. Once you get up here to this right-hand turn, I like to keep going straight. Some people like to turn. It's whatever you're comfortable with. It really doesn't matter too much. And then I just come down here and then just make a beeline for the finish. Just a straight line there and you're good to go. In a Street Tier 2 car, this takes between 1:20 and 1:30. In a Street Tier 1 car, this takes about maybe 1:40 to do, which is the slowest. So it only goes up from here. So you basically spend less than 2 minutes. There was 1:40. And then we'll see how many parts we've got. I've already broken down all the non-gold parts in my inventory, so we'll see exactly how many we get by doing this. So we'll skip all that. We got 2 gold parts from that, which is awesome. So we only got a total of 4 parts, but 2 of them were gold, so that's really good. The other time I was testing this, I was getting between 6 and 8, so I think that there's a little bit of a discrepancy there depending on what you're doing, but 2 gold parts for 1 route. So we got 4. One of them is in the gearbox. It looks like it's this one right here. I don't want that bonus. And then the other gold part is down. Oh, it's right here in the exhaust. It's right here. It's the money bonus one. And I'll break it down because I don't need it. And then we got 2 others, which are purples. And so that's the way to do it, you guys. Like 2 gold parts for 1:40 route. When you do it, just keep resetting and doing it. Like when you get to the end screen that shows your time, just press Y or triangle and just reset and do it again. Do it 5, 6, 7, 10 times. Maybe set a clock for half an hour and just run it 15 times. And then you'll have so many parts, you'll probably get all the sets you want and you're done. And then you can do that for every class. It'll take some time. I'm not trying to poo-poo on the game itself, but it does take a long time to get a full set of gold parts. But if you're looking to do it, this is the way to go. I think this is a pretty optimized route. The reset's really consistent. It's actually 100% consistent as long as you always break the fence and go across the road. And right there, 2 gold parts for a single run is really, really sturdy. I will say that if you are a PvP racer and you place decent in the grand races, like top 5 or above, you're almost always guaranteed 1, 2, 3 gold parts. And so if you'd like multiplayer racing and you can place well in the grand races, you also get gold parts for that, and that's a little faster in my opinion. It's at least a lot more fun. But this is really good too if you like to do the single player side of things. And it's not a race, it's just chill. So throw on some music, throw on a YouTube video, and just relax and get your golds. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Like the video if you haven't already, so that way some others can get a chance to get a crack at this and start getting their parts up to maximize their time as well. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.